troubling things that you have heard from inmates or their families about what's going on in the prison system?
It's so many. It's so many troubling things. The inhumane conditions and overall everything is inhumane. Just the lack of medical care. There's people in there with cancer and diabetes who need to be treated on a daily basis in order to survive with these type of health issues. Who's not getting treated with the proper medicine and care. And then it's also feces inside the water. Water is like a basic necessity that humans need to survive on. And they got feces inside the water, not clean water, no electricity, and roaches and rocks inside the food. And it's so many different parts that I don't even know if you can say one is greater than the other.
Yeah, we've heard a lot of similar, very serious allegations as well. It seems like the conditions inside are truly horrific. And what would you like to see happen? What would you like to see changed?
I mean, we think the governor should declare a state of emergency, like immediately. It's 23 people that lost their life inside this prison. Like, we don't understand why there's not a state of emergency in Mississippi. Why they not calling on the federal government to come in and deal with this thing and from a higher level. And the companies that's contracted to do the medical care and do the food, why they not being held responsible? Because obviously it's not getting dealt with properly. You got public company, billion-dollar public companies like Centene, which have the contract with Mississippi to provide medical care. Why they not sending in the proper doctors with the proper tools and medicine to deal with this properly? Aramark, which is contracted to provide the food for this prison, which is another billion-dollar public company. Why is they not sending in adequate food and the adequate amount of food? And we don't understand why these big companies and people not being held responsible for what's happening out there in Mississippi.
You brought up the governor, Governor Tate Reeves. What do you think of how he has been responding so far?
I mean, we heard that they was shutting down Unit 29 at one point, which we thought was a great start, but it ain't enough. It's issues and problems throughout their whole facility from what we understand. So you can't just deal with one unit. So how long ago that was when supposedly Unit 29 shut down? People still dying, and Unit 29 is supposed to be shut down, so that's not the answer.
And can you talk about how you got involved with activism? Because I know you've done other things like this in the past as well.
Well, I'm just doing what I feel passionate about and what I believe in. Just honestly speaking, I don't even know if I'm fully even, have all the information to be saying I'm an activist or whatnot. I'm just standing up for something that I feel passionate about and something I believe in. And I'm teaming up with Team Rock and Jay-Z to help, because we all feel we all got a common. It's a common important issue to all of us, and we just trying to help.
Is there something about prison systems and mass incarceration that really drew you to this topic?
Well, initially, like I said, seeing the 5 deaths in the riots drew me to it, but I'm familiar with incarceration. I grew up in a family that was incarcerated. My big brother was in prison. My aunties served time in prison. My father served time in prison over and over again. So I grew up as a kid going inside of different state penitentiaries and federal prisons, visiting my family as a kid. So I understand people with family members inside prisons, and understand people that have been in prisons and came home from prison. So I'm familiar with this, with that part of the system.
So it must have really hit home for you when you saw those photos and videos coming out of prisons like Parchman where the inmates were suffering and there was a lot of chaos and violence.
Yeah, because there could be either one of our family members. It could easily be anyone in this world family members inside of a prison.
And is there anything else that you think is important for people to know about either what you're doing or what's going on in Mississippi prisons right now?
I just think when people educate themselves on what's happening inside their prison and look at the videos and the photos that's coming outside the prison, anything you can do to spread the word to help stand up, I think it all would be appreciated.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.